A while ago in 2016, I think, I bought this graphic novel, Weegee, by Max de Radiguès, and he wrote it, and drawn by Wauter Mannaert. I didn't go into the comic bookstore to buy this comic, but I saw Wouter Mannaert was signing this copy. I didn't know what this graphic novel was all about, but as I wanted to support a small comic book artist, I bought it and had it signed. But although I didn't know what it was about, I was absolutely glad that I bought it because the story was so entertaining and the drawings were just excellent as well. Hi, I'm Annie and it is Thursday, so it is Euro Comic Thursday. Every Thursday I will talk about a European comic or graphic novel, and this time I'm talking about Weegee. The story is about a photographer, a real-life photographer named Weegee, or he was known under the name Weegee. Now you say, well, Annie, it is Filmtastic February. This is about a photographer and not about a film person. And I have to say you are completely wrong, because Weegee also worked in Hollywood for a while, not only as a photographer, but he dabbled also in filmmaking and being a consultant on different film sets. So this is definitely worth the read for Filmtastic February. Although Weegee accompanied silent films during the 1920s, he didn't choose for a musical career. As he wanted to become rich and famous, he decided to become a photographer. It is uncertain how he got his name, Weegee. His real name was Arthur Felig, but he chose the artist name Weegee. Wikipedia says that nobody knows why he chose this name, but in this graphic novel it is stated that the name comes from the shortwave radio sounds on his police radio, which he listened to. And he was the first photographer who was allowed to use a police radio. So he was often first on a crime scene or an accident. Even before the police, often even before the police had arrived. Weegee had a great sense of composition, and this went really far, a bit too far at times, as he was first on the crime scene, before even moving before even the police had arrived. He thought, well, the body doesn't look very nice for my photograph, so I'll move the body a bit here and there, and I move some objects on a crime scene to make a more agreeable composition for my photograph. Well, that's what Radiguès writes in this graphic novel. I don't know if this is reality, but I did hear he did these things in real life as well. Now, this graphic novel goes more into his early life and his early career as a photographer. and not so much in his about his Hollywood period. There is some bits in it as well, but before, if you want to read more about his Hollywood time, you have to read the biography Flash, The Making of Weegee the Famous by Christopher Bonanos. And I haven't read this biography, not yet. It is not a graphic novel, by the way, it's a regular biography. But it was published in 2018, and I'm really, really curious about that. It is that I am on this ridiculous read what you own challenge, that I cannot buy it. But I will put it on my list because I am really, really interested in this fascinating character, because he sounds like a really colorful person. Weegee himself experimented with 16mm film, and like I said, he was also a consultant on films in the early 1940s. Well, he did experiment with 16mm film in the 1940s, and he was a consultant on film sets in the late 1940s and 1950s. He was, for example, an uncredited special effects consultant and credited stills photographer for Stanley Kubrick's famous film Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. In 1966, Weegee starred himself in an exploitation film intended to be a pseudo-documentary about his life. And it was called The Improbable Mr. Weegee. It saw him, it was about him falling in love with a shop window dummy and following the dummy to Paris. And on the way and in Paris, he looks at various women, and he photographs various women as well. I've seen bits of it on YouTube. I haven't found the full version yet. I think it is on Turner Classics Movies. I can't imagine why it's on there, but I can't watch it because I'm not in the country where it's allowed to watch Turner Classic Movies. But I found it highly amusing. There's this type of movie was on Turner Classic Movies, as it was such an exploitation film. Weegee, the graphic novel is only available in Dutch and in French, I am afraid. But if you are curious about Weegee, then I can recommend you read Flash, The Making of Weegee the Famous. As I see, it has on Goodreads 4 stars. So I think that is worthwhile to pick up and read it. I will definitely will read it in the future sometime, when my Read What You Own challenge is over, probably, or maybe sometime later. So have I made you curious about Weegee? Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching.